Did you know that for Rocky IV, over 8,000 people auditioned for the part of Ivan Drago? Dolph Lundgren was first turned down by the casting directors for being too tall, but later on he got the chance to send photos and meet Sylvester Stallone, who told him he had a good chance to get the part, but advised him to gain 20 pounds of muscle. In total, it took Lundgren several months to win the part. 2. After realizing how Rocky's previous opponents, Apollo Creed and Clubber Lang, had loud and animated personalities, Dolph Lundgren came up with the ideas of making his character, Ivan Drago, very stoic, not move too much, and just be there with an intimidating presence. Sylvester Stallone incorporated these ideas by not giving the character too much dialogue and making big close-ups, especially in the eyes. 3. Arnold Schwarzenegger helped train Dolph Lundgren to make sure he was in the right shape for the film. 4. In the Italian dub of the movie, Ivan Drago's line, "I must break you," was translated as "I break you in two." It became by far the most famous quote from the movie in Italy and entered everyday speech. Did you know that for Star Wars The Phantom Menace, Ewan McGregor recalled that his performance in the film consisted of walking into rooms and looking up? 2. Keira Knightley's parents tried to convince her not to audition, but the 12-year-old actress still sought a role, given she was a Star Wars fan. 3. According to Jake Lloyd, there was a 6-hour cut of the film that was screened for several people before the film was released, with those who saw it proclaiming it to be mind-bogglingly good. This cut has never been released publicly. 4. Natalie Portman missed the premiere party in New York City because she had to go home to study for her high school final exams. 5. Ewan McGregor once stated that before filming began, he and Liam Neeson were taken to a private room where 2 Lucasfilm employees approached them with a long, locked wooden box. When opened, they saw 20 various lightsaber hilts that they were being allowed to choose from to be their character's official weapon for the movie. Ewan then went on to explain that George Lucas only wanted to allow them a rushed 10 minutes to decide on which design they wanted, because George believed that the actors should connect with their hilts through feeling and not through study. Did you know that for The Town, before the movie was released, Ben Affleck praised Jeremy Renner's performance? He even jokingly stated that if ever there was a bad shot or performance from someone else in a scene, editing could easily cut to Renner looking at a napkin in order to make the scene work. Jeremy Renner later would go on to receive an Academy Award nomination for his performance. 2. Jeremy Renner surrounded himself with actual convicted bank robbers in Charlestown for research and to help him nail the accent. 3. Ben Affleck was struggling to find the right actor for the role of James Coughlin. His younger brother Casey Affleck suggested Jeremy Renner. 4. The original cut was 4 hours long. After realizing that the film would never appeal to wide audiences, Ben Affleck cut the film down to 2 hours and 50 minutes in 3 days. The studio and producers loved it, but they wanted the film to be no longer than 2 hours and 10 minutes. Eventually, Affleck cut the film down to 2 hours and 8 minutes. While Affleck was happy with the theatrical cut, he said that the extended cut on the DVD and Blu-ray will feature deleted scenes on top of the cut footage. Did you know that for The Aviator, Leonardo DiCaprio spent a day with Jane Russell to hear her memories and impressions of Howard Hughes? She was very impressed with DiCaprio's visit and told him that Hughes was a quiet yet extremely stubborn man who always got his way in the end. 2. In preparation for her role as Katharine Hepburn, Cate Blanchett learned to play tennis and golf and took cold showers, for which Hepburn was known. 3. Director Martin Scorsese requested that Cate Blanchett watch the first 15 movies of Katharine Hepburn to learn her mannerism and her poise. 4. Also in preparation for his role as Howard Hughes, Leonardo DiCaprio spent some time with an OCD patient named Edward. He advised him on several different aspects of the condition, in particular, the tendency to repeat sentences over and over, as in the scene where Hughes repeatedly asks to see the blueprints for the Hercules. 5. Martin Scorsese said he spent $500,000 of his own money to cover over-budget expenses because Miramax and Warner Brothers cut off funding. 6. Cate Blanchett's portrayal of Katharine Hepburn makes her the first performer to win an Oscar for playing a real-life Oscar winner. Did you know that for Brokeback Mountain, according to reports, Heath Ledger nearly broke co-star Jake Gyllenhaal's nose while filming a kissing scene? 2. On the night of the 2006 Academy Awards, director Ang Lee candidly expressed disappointment backstage that the film failed to win Best Picture, even though he himself won Best Director. Lee added that he was especially sad Heath Ledger did not win Best Actor, as he was certain Ledger had delivered one of the great screen performances of all time. 3. There was an audible gasp at the Academy Awards when presenter Jack Nicholson read out Crash as 2005's best film over this film, much more favored. Nicholson himself admitted to being shocked as he, too, had voted for Ang Lee's film. Many people attributed the loss as the Academy not being willing to give the Oscar to a film about a gay couple, and instead choosing Crash, a safe option. 4. A week into the start of the film's shoot, 2 crew members came out, inspired by the story they were helping to tell. 5. During her audition, Anne Hathaway lied that she was good around horses. When she was told she had got the part, Hathaway hastily embarked on 2 months of horse riding lessons. Did you know for Enchanted, several non-singers made their singing debuts in this movie, including Patrick Dempsey. The only main character who does not sing is Nancy, played by Idina Menzel, who has 2 Tony Award nominations and 1 win for Broadway musical singing roles. 2. In the scene where Edward is run over by the cyclists, James Marsden was actually hit by them for real. The cyclists were just meant to bump him, and he would fake a fall. But Marsden didn't think it looked good, so he insisted on filming the collision for real. 3. The actresses who provided the voices for 3 previous animated Disney princesses made appearances in this movie. Jodie Benson played Ariel in The Little Mermaid, Paige O'Hara played Belle in Beauty and the Beast, and Judy Kuhn as the title character's singing voice in Pocahontas. Also, Dame Julie Andrews, who starred as the title character in Disney's live-action Mary Poppins, provided her voice here as the narrator, and Idina Menzel, who played Nancy, voiced Queen Elsa in Disney's Frozen and Frozen 2. 4. One of the elderly male dancers appeared in Mary Poppins as a chimney sweep. Did you know that for Elvis, when production moved to Australia, Tom Hanks sent Austin Butler a chrome typewriter? Attached to the typewriter was a note. Hanks had written the note as Colonel Tom Parker. In response, Butler used the typewriter to write a note back to Hanks as Elvis Presley. The 2 actors end up sending letters back and forth. Butler stated that it was an amazing way to rehearse. 2. As shown in the film, Elvis Presley was a frequent patron of the Lansky Brothers clothing store in Memphis, Tennessee, but the story behind how it came about is quite funny. It was founded by Guy Lansky in the late 1940s, and he later brought his younger brother Bernard into the business. The store was frequented by popular musicians such as Count Basie, Lionel Hampton, Duke Ellington, and B.B. King. In 1952, the brothers noticed 17-year-old Elvis Presley, who would frequently walk past the shop window and peer inside. He was too shy to go in, so Bernard invited him in one day. According to Bernard, Elvis said that when he got enough money, he was going to buy the shop out. Bernard responded, "Elvis, don't buy me. Buy from me." After that, Guy and Bernard provided Elvis with numerous stylish outfits. Did you know that for The Blind Side, when Quentin Aaron auditioned for the film, he was working as a security guard between acting gigs? After his audition, he left a card with his contact information and offered to work as a security guard on the set in case he wasn't selected to play Michael Oher. 2. Julia Roberts was offered the role of Lee Ann Tuohy before Sandra Bullock, who turned it down 3 times because of her concerns about playing the part of a devout Christian. During the first couple of weeks of shooting, Bullock thought her acting was so bad she considered dropping out. John Lee Hancock had worked so hard on the project, she didn't want to ruin it. However, she didn't quit and ended up winning the Best Leading Actress Oscar for her performance. 3. Sandra Bullock took a pay cut to make the film and agreed to a percentage of the film's profits, which turned out to be considerable. 4. The Lawrence Taylor hit on Joe Theismann happened November 18, 1985, during a Monday night football game between the Giants and Redskins. It was the most gruesome injury ever seen on a nationally televised regular season NFL game. Taylor, who frantically motions for help after the hit, claims that he has never seen replays of it and never wants to.